Welcome to CosmoCode. Enter the universe of your code base. CosmoCode is an AI-powered tool that transforms any code base into interactive 3D galaxy. The three ways to get started is quick demo. I have two quick demos. First is React Web Dashboard and another one is FastAPI AI Agent Routing, which instantly load pre-cached standard repository. Another method is upload local folder. We can upload any folder from our local disk directly. Another one is parse GitHub repository. We just simply copy the repository URL and ingest repository. This is over all. First, for an example, at the top we have key matrices. Stars represent classes. There are 100. After that, we have planets, 711 planets. Planets represent functions. After that, we have orbits. Orbits represent dependency. Dependencies are basically the connection between different classes. After that, we have black holes. Black holes represent high risk code bugs. If I talk about my galaxy, all these brighter stars, yellow brighter stars, are represented as classes. These moving planets represent functions. If I click on any of this star and panel information panel has been opened for an example, I click on request and cloning menu. There are 1,184 lines of code, and the complexity of this star is 150, whereas the test coverage is 60%, and the language used for this class is Python. If I talk about grounded source code, it is an actual source code snippet for files and class. So every insight we see is actual source code, not any abstraction. If I talk about work IQ team signals, it is a discussion snippet from uh, team's conversation about this exact piece of code. On the left side, we have Fabric IQ query console. We can simply search your code using semantic knowledge or natural queries. For an example, if I search, I can simply move to this information panel, and here I can see where my config.py is. I can see here it is. After that, we can also, after that, we have query fabric knowledge graph. For an example, complexity greater than 10, complexity greater less than 20, coverage greater. These are used to natural queries. For an example, init.py have the complexity greater than 10. On the very right side, we have Foundry IQ recommendation. It is in RAG, risk mitigations, and architectural refactoring, which suggests grounded in AST evidence. For an example, arc vulnerability shows medium for this project. It is a file contains 386 lines, which violates modularity principles, and the file is conf or decrypt. After that, we have perf vulnerability, which represent high. It is an except blocks follows errors and blocks keep again. After that, we have security vulnerability, which also shows medium. It is a potential path traversal or unsafe file access detected. Foundry IQ recommendation basically tells you the land risk mitigations and agriculture refactoring. We can also add different repositories also. Like this is another repository, and I have different Foundry IQ recommendations here. After that, if I click on mission control dashboard, it is the code-based health dashboard. Code-based health is based on psychometric complexity, text coverage, and security annotations, and 87 is my code-based health. After that, we have low risk as one bug detector, semantic risk index. After that, we have dependency depth that measures the blast radius of changes. Deeper dependency trees increase change fragility. Coverage CosmoCode 71.9% test residues, the percentage of galaxy stars emitting solid green test coverage rate. After that, we have team engagement plus, which is 2.0 pulse per minute. We can have the tour of our galaxy in every possible way we can. This line represents the dependency. Also, we can add labels. And if I talk about this code, I use GitHub Copilot for this project. We can have the quick demo one also. So this is the Face API queue and the Foundry IQ recommendations, and the mission controlled code base health is different. Basically, if CosmoCode is it turns any code base, whether the code base is large, small, into living explorable galaxy. CosmoCode gives developers an entirely new way to understand and navigate their project. And thank you.